The R107 Mercedes SL was sold in the United States from 1972 to 1989. The 450 SL was replaced by the 380 SL in 1981. Behind me is a 1984 edition of the 380 SL. Will I be impressed? Let's find out. SL stood for Sport Light, meaning sporty handling and a light car. That's not really the case. They called this one the Panzer wagon, and it is substantial. This 380 SL weighing 3,600 pounds plus. The exterior shape did not change too much between the 450 and 380 SLs. I really like this old classic version, especially with these wheels. It looks sporty, luxurious, and classic, and that's what it's all about for this Mercedes SL. It's a timeless shape, looks beautiful from every angle. That's why this is the second one I've actually owned. I just love the shape. The classic sporty nature is carried over to the interior. I love the oversized Mercedes emblem steering wheel and the really nice, comfy seats that you just don't find in cars these days. There's a springy softness to them. They really are comfortable. And the headrests are really thick and plush. You even get a nice plush armrest here. This one even has floor mats with the Mercedes emblem on it. Very nice. It's a Spartan interior. Really nothing you don't need, but everything you want, like a big speedometer, a tachometer, and also a working clock in this case. Amazing for an 84 car. You also get some very useful gauges over here. Oil pressure, economy, which tells you how you're doing with the accelerator pedal, a temperature gauge, and of course a fuel gauge too. No keyless entry for cars of this age, but you do get automatic climate control, and in this case an aftermarket Sony stereo. This one has an interesting combination of colors, blue and gray, and some wood veneer going across the dash here, and of course wood on down the console here too. Very nice with the classic Mercedes shifter. Only what you need and nothing you don't need. This one was equipped with cruise control and of course a parking brake release, also the controls for the lights, and of course the windshield wiper stalk over here. But that's it. A very simplistic, luxurious, but simple interior too. There was an optional double seat back here, but this one is just equipped with two large speakers. Notice the headliner of the hardtop. Very nice. It's nice to have that hardtop in the winter. This one shows a little bit of age up here with a couple of small holes, but overall it is in very nice condition. And of course you can remove it and let the sun shine in. Go ahead and pop open the trunk and you can see that there is a surprising amount of room for such a small car. You even get a jack for the spare tire, which is underneath here. Full-size spare. Very nice. The battery is in the back to equalize weight distribution, and you can also cover it up nicely too. It's one thing to look at the finish of a classic car and the overall condition of the exterior, but really you ought to take a look underneath. Look at the exhaust. See what condition it's in. Look all the way underneath. Check for rust. Behind the headlights is a common problem to look for in terms of rust. You want to look behind the wheel wells. This one seems to be in pretty good shape overall. There's a strange little hole up over this way. Of course, you'll want to check both sides of the car. I had the painters pay a little bit of attention to this area when they were fixing it up. Shows a little wear and tear, but like I said, overall, this is a fine old SL. Powering the SL is a 3.8 liter V8, which makes 215 horsepower and 221 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 takes about 10 seconds. Fuel economy was not too bad for the mid-80s. You could expect to average around 19 miles per gallon overall. Ah, the Mercedes SL. When you're behind the wheel, it's easy to see the appeal. Or even if you're just casting an admiring glance at an SL as it drives by. It's just an exquisite car. It's a bit feminine. You expect to see a beautiful classic movie star getting out of one. It's really timeless, and nowadays I think they're just an incredible bargain. This could be really the best all-around car for the money that you can buy in terms of luxury, safety, and just overall fun factor. It's not a sports car. It wasn't designed to be a sports car, but I just checked eBay and prices range from anywhere around $3,000 all the way up to about $20,000 plus for really pristine examples, and that's a bargain. You get a car that's sporty and fun and really, really styling. It's definitely gonna cast an image to everybody that sees you driving it, and your friends will envy you because it's really just so classic and elegant. It's just a really pretty car. Now this 84 SL is actually technically very nice because earlier models came with the single row timing chain, and this one for 1984 got the double row timing chain, which made it actually more reliable and less prone to catastrophic breakdowns. Now Mercedes SLs tend to be pretty darn reliable, and they're certainly very safe cars for the time. That's why you have this padded steering wheel. That's why you have crumple zones, and it's really impressive that Mercedes was thinking way ahead of the game. If you bought an SL then, and if you buy a Mercedes SL today, you can expect absolute best in terms of safety and advanced equipment, and that's what this 80s SL brought. In the mid-80s, this was the car to be seen in. There was nothing better on the road. And even still, I think that really holds true. If you show up to a party in one of these, well, people are gonna take notice. It's really a very drivable classic car that's really easy to own and fun to own too. There's nothing like being able to store away the hardtop in the winter, or just keep it in the garage for storage if you live in a nice warm climate. But you still have that great advantage when the weather gets cold outside, and you can just put the hardtop on and the SL is sealed up just like a coupe. Very nice. It's just really a very versatile, sporty convertible. Now, it wasn't designed to be a race car, even though they did have some rally success with the Mercedes SL. Those look really cool, by the way. But it is fun to drive on your favorite back road, especially with the top down. It's not gonna handle like a Ferrari or a Porsche, but it's not meant to. It's meant to handle crisply, but nothing over the top. It does feel a little peppier, it seems, when you do shift it manually, but it's really not designed for that. It's just a good, quick car for its day. Now, this is the second SL I've owned. The first one was 1975 450 SL. You can look for my review of that one elsewhere on YouTube. But this one is just more of the same and more of the good. The 380 SL had the smaller 3.8 liter engine, but it still had just as much power as the 450 SL, and it was lighter, and therefore, of course, it handles a bit better and feels a bit lighter. But really, the SLs from 1972 to 1989 are excellent cars, and I think this 380 SL might just be the sweet spot. It's really a great vintage classic car bargain. They're definitely going up in price. You should definitely grab one if you're interested before they get out of hand like the earlier Pagoda version. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to me on YouTube and watch all my videos. Follow me on Twitter. I'm Drivin Ivan.